Alright, we're going to talk about SketchUp styles. SketchUp styles are really just a draw style of how you see your objects in the viewport. Um, you can access the styles by going to Window and then down to Styles, and it opens up a window. I have it docked over here to the side. Now, this right here, I've created my own style. I find it easier to work with and kind of the darker background and stuff. But by default, SketchUp opens up, and this is the style that it is. It's got a sky gradient, things like that. One that's good to start out with is the architectural design style. Here, this is what I used to always model with, and then I've modified and made my own style from this style right here. So let's go back to the default style. Now you can see SketchUp comes with several styles by itself. Here, if you click on this, you can kind of organize them a little bit. There was a style builder competition a couple of years ago. Different types here. So, for example, if I go to the competition winners, there's lots of things that say look like it's on paper. It says hand drafted with mask, light gray freestyle, all kinds of things. Let's go back to assorted styles. There's things like a blueprint. It's supposed to look like a blueprint, obviously. Different other things. Looks like a pencil sketch. Just some other artsy kind of looks. Now these are pre-built styles here. If I go back to the default styles and go back to the default, I can show you that within any style you can hit the edit tab. When you do that, you can choose to show in your style. You can kind of customize it a little bit. For example, if you show profiles, you can kind of see how it'll then start to show like the outer edges of things. If I unclick that, it's just kind of plain. You can see when I show it this way, there's no real line showing right here on this back edge of things. But if I turn on profiles, it'll show things a little bit better. Now, see, we have a depth Q. Not really sure what that is. It just changes it based on the depth, I guess. The closer it is, the darker it is. Extensions, what this does, if we zoom in a little bit here, it actually, on the edges of lines, if you look down here, as I click on extension, and actually you can show how it extends the lines. The default is 3. If I made it say 6, it extends the lines out even more. Gives it kind of a drafting look a little bit. Let's see, endpoints. This will show basically where there's vertices, where they would be overlapping. Let's see, jitter. Turn on jitter. It kind of gives it more of a rough, sketchy kind of look. You can see if I turn it on and off again. Let's turn off these endpoints and extensions. Let's say the jitter it jitters it. Profiles, let's thicken those up a little bit. Let's make it 4. Now you can see when you're looking at things from the back edges now, it kind of has that kind of look. So you're not really seeing the line work in there. It's just showing when it's like, well, the profile of it. Some other neat things that you can do is you can click on the face styles. These are the default colors, the default styles of viewing style. Got your background. I usually turn off the sky. I guess the ground plane you can have. It looks like it's a bit of a gradient there. Let's try this. We'll make it kind of darker color. That's too dark. Make it a tungsten, and then for the background color, I'll kind of make it, well, I usually go with tungsten. So anyway, in my style, I actually have the sky and the ground both turned off, because I just find it easier, the contrast, to model this way. Of course, here you can also have in the modeling tab, that's just the while you're modeling, what colors it uses, inactive selections and stuff like this, which is kind of nice. You can say whether it shows or hides hidden geometry in your style by default. You can see here a lot of the hidden lines it's showing. Now you can also access the hidden lines anytime by going to View, Hidden Geometry. It does the same thing here. It's handy to turn that on and off as you're modeling to be able to work with that hidden geometry. Now in the Mix tab, you can actually pretty much by default you can take a style from down here and you can drag it, and it'll use, say, the background settings from this one, the edge settings from this one, and etc., etc. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty neat, especially if you're going to you can come up with a style if you want, so that way when you say export a 2D picture of or 2D graphic of the model, you could bring it into Photoshop and use it as a top layer and overlay. So then you can go in, you can color it underneath however you want it, and gives it a nice hand-drawn style. All right, that's about it for the styles in SketchUp. Hope you enjoyed the video.